Alright YouTube, what's going on today? I'm going to teach you how to make a brochure. Now, what is a brochure, you might be asking? A brochure is a document that informs people about a place, business, or organization, and it might advertise goods or services. So typically, at least in America, that's what they're used for. They usually come in one size, which is a letter size sheet, or 8.5 by 11 inches, and the landscape orientation, and they fold it either in half or in thirds. Some things you might have seen a brochure for is probably like maybe like a resort or a travel destination, or something on nutrition, or something on just anything that could be informative, that might have more information that you could fit on a flyer, so but less that you would have in a booklet. So you might need to fold the paper up and organize the layout in a way that makes it easier for a consumer to read. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is, like I said, we're gonna make a letter size sheet, which is 8.5 by 11. In Photoshop, a lot of times you can just go right over to the print and pull it up. They'll have like a few different options. Letter size is what we're gonna go with, and we want it to be in a landscape orientation. Make sure your resolution is 300, because if you're printing out, your resolution always wants to be at 300. Otherwise, it's gonna come out either really tiny, or it's gonna come out the right size, but it's gonna be very, very fuzzy, and it's gonna knock the quality down, and it's gonna make the presentation look just not as good as it's supposed to look. So make sure that, you know, the resolution's at 300. Okay, so now, as I said earlier, there's two different ways to do it, but we will be doing one in thirds. So wait, let me see. If I can turn my snap. My snap is on. So you want to split your sheet up into thirds. Now the sheet is 11 inches long, so that's about 3 inches, 3.5 inches on each side. So now that I got my guidelines, I can easily see where I should be designing, and we'll do a brochure on Honolulu. So all we have to do now is gather our information and figure out how we want the design to look. So we know that we're gonna make it based on Honolulu, so we want to get some vacation looking photos like Hawaii. I actually already went ahead and grabbed a couple photos and a little information, like dummy information to use to fill in a brochure. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up right now. That's my notes. So I just grabbed like a few photos of Honolulu. Hopefully they'll let me paste them in here. If not, it's okay. All right, I'll just grab some more. You want to make sure you use photos that have something to do with whatever it is you're advertising. So I'm gonna put a gradient fade on the bottom with this mask, and a gradient here. Just to get that smooth transition going. And these surfer girls will work. It doesn't even have to be, this doesn't even literally have to be in Hawaii. Just the fact that it goes with the whole Hawaiian type of feel and what people think of when they think of Hawaii. So this will be cool. Maybe we'll do the background like a light blue color, and maybe a darker blue. That color is actually pretty cool. that there. I like that color. So we'll do this, and then now when you're looking at a brochure, if you were to open the paper up, the front side would be to your far right, and the back would be to the far left, and the middle is obviously going to be in the middle. But you have to make sure that you're designing from right to left, I guess you want to say, so that you know exactly where everything's going to go and what it's going to look like when it's printed out. So try to visualize this as a piece of paper laying on the ground, and you know that the front of it will be this side, which probably will say something like visit Hawaii or something like that. And people ask me about colors. The colors can be, I picked the color depending on what the theme of the project is. So Hawaii could easily be like, you know, water colors, or like summer colors, like warm orange and yellows, or it could be like, you know, cool colors like blues to represent water. The orange colors would definitely represent like sunshine, or represent the beach, you know what I mean? Maybe you could use like some greens for palm trees, or, you know, you just got to kind of think about what the project is and visualize what type of elements go along with the thing that you're advertising. So I kind of like this font, even though it's a little bit like retro. I think I still might use it. Now fonts, sometimes it can be hard to know which font to use, but if you stick to clean, visible fonts, you can't really lose with those. I think I want to use like something, a sans serif font, but something a little more thin. Just don't use Comic Sans, whatever you do. I like that one. And now I don't like this font. So, ooh, that's kind of cool. Then again, it's a little too bold. When it comes to doing stuff like this, I like to play it safe. So do something like that. And then like, even playing more on the textures of the theme, we could do like maybe water texture. And they have all these different water textures in Google Images you could possibly use if you want to. I'm just gonna try one out. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it. So not bad. Just copy the image, and then you can just paste it in here. If you're gonna be selling it, try to make sure your stuff is royalty free, but for promotional use, doesn't make too much of a difference. Cool. See, now it kind of it brings you closer to feeling like you're there, or like you're getting the feel of what it would be like to be Hawaii, or what we want people to imagine it to be like, I guess you should say. So the front could say like visit Hawaii, and then like maybe the travel company say it's
somewhere deep inside, white slavery feels right, but I know it's
spell something on there. I just making up a company.
is that they never right the wrong.
Worldwide Luxuries. With Worldwide Luxuries. Alright, maybe that is a real travel agency, I don't know. But for now, that will be our front, which is pretty cool. Or, and like I said, it all depends on who your demographic is going to be too. Like, if you want to attract surfers, you're going to go for a photo like this. If you want to attract like family for like maybe like a theme park or something like that, then your picture would be geared more towards family oriented things. Like maybe you'd have like a family of 4 playing on a beach or at a campfire. I don't know, just something to speak to that audience. Right now we're speaking to the surfing crowd, so I'm gonna just stick with the type of surf theme and just illustrate the beauties of Hawaii. So that's what our right side would look like, the front. And then the back side might have contact info. So what I just did was just duplicate that layer just because I want to keep the same font. And I'm gonna put book, dates, today. We'll turn down the space between the characters to 0 and pull this font down a little bit. Worldwidelux.com, maybe that's the travel agency website. And then we'll go with sometimes there's a phone number, so like 1-888-888-888. I don't know, just some made up number that can go on the back. And this page right here is usually the last page on the inside of a brochure. So I mean, it could say a number of different things. For now, I'm gonna put just some filler info that I have about Honolulu. And by all means, this is no information that I would probably put on a brochure. I would actually like research the if I was making a real brochure on Hawaii, visiting Hawaii, I would research all of the key things that I would like the consumer to know about before traveling, and that's the information I would use. But right now I'm just using some historical information on Honolulu from Wikipedia, just to fill in the information so that you guys can get the gist of how the layout might look for a brochure. So this would be like maybe our info on the destination or the product or the service. Go right here. Like the ending portion of our information. Maybe whatever you'd like to tell them at the end. So it could even be travel pricing, or okay, let's put like a sale. We'll make this backside actually have like pricing on the back. If you click the I can't think of what it's called. a subscript, I think is what it's called. Superscript, I'm sorry. When you click the superscript button, it gives you that price effect that you see in advertising, where the cents is smaller than the dollar amount. So you could do that easily by just clicking that, and then you could also do that for the dollar sign too. And we could put it's a sale for $99 per person. So what we're basically saying is, for $100 per person, you can come to Hawaii. Obviously, that's way cheaper than it would really cost. But for our brochure purposes, and just for showing you how one could possibly be laid out, this will do just fine. So you'd have the price there, and then maybe underneath it would be like some information regarding the location that would entice people to go visit Hawaii. And on the back would be the contact information. The back would obviously be this middle portion here of the brochure. So, and then that will be one side. It's really straightforward, simple like that. Contact info, where you're going or what the place is about, and then pricing or booking info, however you really want to lay it out. But for my own advice that I would give you as a little bit of professional advice, the contact information would go last. That's what I would do. I would put the information that makes your brochure exciting, I will put that first, and then I will put the pricing and the stuff that people hate to really talk about or go over. I will put those things last. So that's why I put the pricing on the last panel and the contact info on the back, because the idea is to get them excited about the place before you tell them that it's going to cost them money. It's just a psychological thing with business. So this could be our front side, and then we could even spice it up a little bit more. Like maybe we want to make the font light blue, and then here I'm gonna add a new layer above it, and then we're gonna set that layer to screen. Let's switch over to our brush. We want to get a soft brush, decent size. It's too big. It's too small. Somewhere in between there. Let's say like something. And then if you just brush with a soft brush and soft on a screen layer, you'll get like this sort of glowing effect that I really like to use. So it could be like visit Hawaii. It kind of makes it look like the letters are glowing a little bit. Let's shrink it down some. Certain things, sometimes people want certain things to stand out, so maybe we'll do like worldwide looks in blue, and then book a date today can be like lowercase.
Somewhere deep inside, white slavery feels right, but I know it's a
maybe
wrong
this font
right.
has like
And if there's one thing I learned about wrong rights, is that they never right the wrong.
dance. Okay, yeah, that looks cool too. And then like, I don't know, sometimes brochures are specific to the person handing them out. Like it might be one specific person working for this travel agency, and then they might put, there's too many numbers, then they might put their name at the bottom, like ask for John, or I don't know, something like that, to let you know that you need to ask to speak to a specific person, or you know you're going to be speaking to a specific person. Or you can keep it generic like this to let them know like, oh, they just need to go check out the website and see what the company is about. Or maybe you have a number that redirects them to wherever they need to go automatically. It all depends on how your thing is set up, and that'll determine exactly what details you change as far as your information goes for this project. So now let's try to make a front side. Now I'll just do Honolulu brochure. Outside. I put outside because this is the outer part of the brochure. We're going to be working on the inside in a second.
But I know it's a wrong right. And if there's one thing I learned about wrong rights, is that they never right the wrong.
So now that we have our outside, you can save it. Oops. Save it as a JPEG, save it as a PSD. Okay. Now let's work on our inside. The inside, you might want it to match. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. So a lot of times when I do the inside of my cover, I'll resave the outside as an inside, and then I'll take off whatever I don't want to copy. So maybe I just want the inside to be blue. Maybe, let's see, actually I have an idea what I want. But obviously you're gonna get rid of the information you've already used, because you're going to put new info in there. Here, let me open the other one too. Just showing you guys a few shortcuts you can take when you're working to speed up your workflow. I actually want to put this again. Inside of the top corner. So as soon as they open it, they're going to see this again. And then, of course, the inside would have. Here, I like this water texture, so I'm going to do that again. Spread this out. Set it to overlay to get my blue back, and it kind of makes the white text a little bit easier to read, a lot easier to read actually. So yeah, we'll go with that, and then we'll just change this info for another one of these paragraphs. Left. Again, I'm just using some info from Wikipedia. This isn't meant to be a real brochure, it's just to act as a mock. And I'll include the download link for you guys to download it, and you can make your own brochure from this by just changing the info, or use it as a guideline to make something completely new, however you want to do it. But so here, I'll grab some more info real quick. Okay, so inside a brochure, they're going to have pictures of the place you're visiting, or the places, or like
but I know it's a wrong right. And if there's one thing I learned about wrong rights, is that they never right the wrong.
You know, just something that's going to be visually pleasing. Like maybe they want to attract people that are into nature, so they'll use a photo like this in the inside with a little bit of information in regards to the photo. Let's spread this out a little bit. Just to make this blend in a little better, we could do some things like keep matching the color scheme up, like put a stroke around it. That one's a little too crazy. Make an inside stroke. Steal one of these colors just to make it pop, stand out a little bit better, look a little more legit, and maybe even put a drop shadow. So yeah, you just fill it with exciting photos for people, or photos related to your product or service. Here, we'll do this one like
Somewhere deep inside, white slavery feels right, but I know it's a wrong right. And if there's one thing I learned about wrong rights, is that they never right the wrong.
And then put like this is, and then as you're looking at this, once you guys go out in public and see brochures again, you'll be like, wow, this is literally what's going on. They have pictures of people smiling or having a good time, or like maybe they're not having a good time or smiling. It all depends on what's being advertised to you. Here, I want this photo to be the same size as this picture. So what we'll do is line it up over it. Here, I'll shrink it a little bit more. And then if I hold Command and click on the layer below it, it'll give you the selection of it. Then I can just hit the mask. Now they're the same size, and put this over here. Maybe shrink both of them down so that everything is pretty uniform and fit nicely. So then we'd have like more info here about how it's fun to be in Hawaii with your family.
Somewhere deep inside, white slavery feels right, but I know it's a wrong right. And if there's one thing I learned about wrong rights, is that they never right the wrong.
And then like if you have like an issue like this where you want to display pictures but it's kind of, the words are kind of being blocked, you could just fade it with the gradient tool, which is right here. Now let's actually move this to the middle. Fade both sides. And then we'll do like one more surf picture. And then we'll do our trick again that we did earlier.
Somewhere deep inside,
What we
white
got,
slavery feels
our
right,
photos will be the
but I
same
know it's a wrong
size.
right.
But this
And if
photo
there's
here
one
has
thing
that
I
border
learned about wrong rights, is
that the
they
other ones
never
don't.
right the wrong.
So instead of having to go through and manually do it for all of them, I could just right click on it, hit copy layer style, and then command click, hold shift, command click for both of these two layers, and then right click and paste layer style. And now all three layers have the same layout. Pull that down some, bleeding purposes. So yeah, that's pretty much how the layout of a brochure goes in Trifold. If you guys have any questions about how I did something, because I know I moved a little bit fast, this honestly isn't a tutorial for beginners. It's more so for intermediate Photoshop users, people who already kind of know their way around the program. But if you have any questions about how I laid things out, or how to, I don't know, how to do anything that I might have not went over clearly enough, or if you have any questions about how to match colors, or what type of themes to go for or to use, or what colors use with themes, or anything of that type of sort, you can just leave it in the comments and I'll get to you as soon as I can. I want to thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video where I teach you how to do something else cool that could possibly help you to make some money in Photoshop. And that'll be all for today, folks. Peace out.
Somewhere deep inside, white slavery feels right, but I know it's a wrong right. And if there's